All right, you guys, on wherever you're listening to us, it's a Sunday Gamer Therapy. And, again, we're not professional licensed therapists. We ask that you don't take any of our advice. We only ask that you pay attention, so there is no fee. That's our legal disclaimer. And the rest of you get it, but, of course, for the lawyers and all those. So on.
We're not professionals.
Nah, we're just gaming addicts. So today has been
I thought I was
a little
coffee
bit.
addict.
Yeah, both.
That you? Okay.
So today's been a little bit of a day. We're getting started at about 13 minutes too late, and we apologize about that. That's just the way the day has gone. Sometimes you just can't help it. That's us.
We are actually live up on Podbean as well. If you guys want to jump over to that, as well as our normal YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch.
Yeah, we're kind of everywhere.
We trying to be.
Well, we're not trying to be everywhere, but we're trying to be there at some place, some point, sometime. So, grab whatever it is you're going to drink and join us. And we're going to chit chat. We got lots of things we're doing, as we told you guys before. So we just released our Gamers with Coffee coffee shop. You can buy coffee and tea and mugs. See the QR code up there?
It's right there.
Yep.
It's right there.
We do have some merchandise in there, but this is all the coffees and teas. So we changed that. So you can scan that with your phone and take a look. We'd appreciate the suggestions and the feedback. Of course, we would like you to buy something, but hey.
You forgot to switch over to your chats.
Well,
because David from Annex Gaming is on.
Well, I'm sorry. Hold on, David. It's been a crazy day. Oh, yep, there he is on the chat. So you're gonna tune in while you're doing chores. Awesome. That's kind of why we got started a little bit late. There's just too much going on. Too much going on for us.
Let me see that real quick, please.
Why?
So we can put the chat back up on the screen.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So be designed.
Oh my God, I said Facebook user. You ever have a day where it's off?
Design, I believe it was in. It's been on there for a while, so I'm trying to remember where it was.
Right
there it is.
All right, so the comments will now be on a chat overlay.
Yep, so that way if you're on Facebook and even YouTubers, we can see basically which ones are going where, kind of thing.
Yeah, I should have said Facebook, not Facebook. But hey,
I'm surprised that it allowed you to actually put that.
Because it's not a blatant other thing. So it is what it is, I guess. Hopefully you guys all had
a good Thanksgiving,
good holidays and whatever. So it is, to me, another day, actually. Not that I'm like, pessimist. I just kind of, the holidays to me are just, I work too much to worry about them, really. But it is a time where people do get a chance to have time to spend with their families. So if you got a chance to do that, more power to you. That's the name of the game. As far as updates,
and Brian.
Oh, hey,
there's Mini Warmutt.
How are you, sir? Mini Warmutt knows we've been busy too, Dave. Just been busy. A lot of working on the back end of our coffee shop.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to make sure we've changed some things again, but it's more or less taking feedback and alter it. We can alter some of the way it looks.
Yep. We did finally get the teas in there, so that's up and going.
Yeah. And we're gonna have a little video that comes out later, but like here's one of the new coffee mugs. It's an enamel mug, like your camping mugs. Remember those? It used to be like blue and white enamel, but these are white porcelain with a stainless steel rim on them. So that's one of the newer things up there.
And one of our thermoses as well. This one's kind of girly, but Greg did it for predominantly me to take to work. So that way I have a thermos. It's double walled. It's really sturdy.
So we got a little video that'll go up later tonight to YouTube. That's one of the things we're doing today is last minute trying to get things done.
Your little buddy sitting back there.
Who?
Right between us. Your happy face. Look at the thing.
Oh yeah.
Your little happy face.
That's because anything in the gamer's room is happy. Except for sometimes Ashley's cranky. Just don't tell her I said
Hey,
that.
I work early mornings. I can be cranky.
Wow.
Ugh. Anyway.
Crankiness. Yeah. So yeah.
We did order a sample of our own coffee. So that's what
Did
we're
you bring that in here?
the bag. No, it's sitting out there so by the
Okay.
grinder.
Because we've been drinking it.
Yeah, we've been drinking it. I've had like 3 pots since we've opened it.
Yeah. So we did a before opening on that.
Mhm.
That little video, it's just a couple minutes long. If you guys would take a look at it, you'll see what we're talking about. That'll go up after the show. I just didn't have time to put that together, edit it, and the other stuff. So
Just as apology for both of us, we missed our noon show because we both ended up oversleeping.
yeah.
Yeah, it was
We
both of us
could lie.
exhausted.
We could lie and make up some fancy story, but honestly, we just woke up very late.
Yeah.
And just didn't have the energy to do it. Oh, hey, Kaiser.
And Keegan.
How are you? And Keegan.
Wow, it's late for Kaiser. Glad you're here though.
Yeah, thanks for showing up, Kaiser. We're glad you're here. And Annex, David slept in today.
Everyone's sleeping in. It's just exhausting.
It's been a long week.
Okay, you gotta remove that or move it.
It does.
I think you're gonna have to remove that one.
You're sure the last time you were here I didn't have a beard? Actually, I've had a beard since I've been about 25. So about 100 years ago.
You might have just shaved.
I will trim it down a lot shorter. Like in the winter, sometimes I let it get a little bit burly, but not too much. It's not
there.
too thick. It's there. But yeah, I've had it for quite some time. But that could be too on the lighting. If you sit at an angle or the like over to the side, sometimes I'm sitting like this. Yeah, so it might be. No, David, I didn't know your wife was. Oh yeah, your wife was in a
car accident.
And because I think you posted something about how you've had that car for a long time, and I remember I commented, I'm glad you guys are okay. So, well, see, as long as they're okay and they came out of it alive, that's the most important thing. You can replace the car and replace all the other stuff. And whiplash, if she, have her do her therapy on that.
Yeah, I've had it. It sucks.
Well, your whiplash wasn't from a car accident. Remember when you were looking at the dishes and the soap bubbled up? You were scared. You're like, "What is that?" And you threw your head back. And I was like, "It's okay. It's just soap. It's supposed to do that when you add water." And back when I was teaching you how dishes were done. No, probably not. Oh, alrighty. So, are we stoked for Epic, or are we gonna pass?
What's Epic?
Oh boy. What's Epic there, Kaiser? We missed that. Ashley's gonna look it up on our screen. Is
it a game? Okay.
That car's been earned 4 times. Then it's time to get rid of it. It's attracting. It's like a magnet. Epic 40K.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
We've been kind of buried in what we've been doing, Kaiser.
Working and trying to be Warhammer Epic?
Yep, it's just going to be Epic right there, 40K.
Space Marines. Who's it for?
Oh, it's the redo of the old Space Marines. Well, then that's cool.
New Epic Warhammer 40K starter sets, bases, and timelines.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check into that because you guys know me. If it's a Space Marines, I'm in.
Ooh, they're white.
She found some of the models.
Imperial Marine miniatures.
Legion Imperialis. Yep, is what it says.
I've been talking about walkers now. It's all popping up. So is that basically what they're bringing back, or just them? Is what it looks like?
David says there's a lot of great epic scale STLs out there. Yeah. Oh, wow. Well, look, scroll up. Those are the details there. That was earlier, though.
I don't want no more Space Marines. I need more Tyranids.
Ooh. Well, then I'm in. Kaiser says it's 10 millimeter.
Oh, they're
Space
smaller?
Marine games with less rules and actual Titans on a table. Now, if you could put the Titans on there and they reduced them to 10 millimeters, and yeah,
Look at how
I'm all
tiny
in.
these things are.
I'm all in for that.
Babe, it's a group. It looks like 2, 4, 5 of them on a freaking base.
Yeah.
Oh, screw that! I'm having enough problems.
She found a lot of them there. Hold on, slow down.
Oh, they're so little.
Ashley,
what?
They are little.
They
it's
are.
A smaller
it's
scale.
So on each base, it's 5 of them.
Oh,
hell yeah! I found my guys.
Okay, calm down. David. Oh, well, see, I liked Aeronautica Imperialis when we played that. I had fun with that. Clinton has that, and
Warhead.
my boy Josh actually liked that one too.
Which one?
So that would be cool. Some of those planes. Well, you haven't played it, but it's pretty fun. And Mini Warmat
looks
says
like his wife gave him the go for a printer.
For Elegoo Neptune 4 Pro printer.
Ooh, fancy.
Hey, we said at the same time. Yeah, that's what you need. Mini Warmat 2 as a printer.
No, he doesn't. Well, that's what it'll look like basically on a field.
David says Mini Warmat's going to live that fine life now. Yeah. Yep. You will. We got some news along those lines, but not a Neptune 4.
I don't even know what the Neptune 4 is.
It's Mini Warmat style. Now she's going to look that up too.
UNE or INE?
What?
UNE.
NEPTUNE Neptune 4 Pro printer. You guess you're not a purist anymore. Well, see, for me, like I would still buy like a box set or something here or there to get the cards. No, that's not it.
No,
you don't have it. Scroll down. No, none of those are it. That's a resin printer.
Right there. Neptune 4 Pro. It's FDM.
Oh, you got the FDM printer? So that's a filament printer.
It's a filament printer.
Yeah.
The ABS and all that.
Hey, that's not a bad price though on them.
No, on this one. I don't know if that's who he's going through.
If that's the one you're getting. Purism, I mean, I've got nothing against printing whatever people want to do. There's just some things like I'm not going to try to recreate Space Marines. If I'm buying them, I'm buying them. Now, if they have the STL files and do something where you can do it and it's exact and you got the rules and all that, why not? No resin.
Here you go, babe.
Yeah.
So
it's a filament
this is
printer.
The actual machine, 28 millimeter, or whatever it would technically be. Mm-hmm. That's what that size is going to be.
Yeah, so you could get more on the table.
They're babies.
That would work.
I'm already having enough problems.
We'll do that because then you can get the Titans, and the Titans are something I wanted to get in on, but you know it's kind of hard to just the way it is now to throw a big one on the table. So the terrain thing, yes. I would love to print some more terrain because, like, you guys have seen the comments, like in your modeling for Advantage group there, Kaiser, and in our group and in Mini Warmats, people with the terrain, I really like the tables. I really think it gives it just more depth and really enjoyable for me. I mean, you can plan a plain table. That's cool. That's where everybody starts. But then it's like the terrain aspect, printing is something that we're going to be doing more of. The Titans are the same models from the Adeptus Titanicus release a few years back. All right, Kaiser. Well, I'm glad you told me about it because I honestly missed that somehow, and I just am. It's been very busy. I mean, literally, my job has changed. Everything I've done. Oh yeah. So Kaiser, if you noticed in my comments, well, because sometimes I can't catch you guys live just due to work. But I go back and look. I like your table setups, and so they're always very nice. And so your desert board, I will go back and look at that. Last picture I saw was you, and you guys were getting all the texture putting down on it. So yeah, that just brings it to life. And Kaiser, I'll give you another prompt. I like the fact that you got a lot of background sometimes on your stuff, and that makes it cool too. Who's we in printing terrain? You're not over here. Stay tuned, Keegan. I think that was the printer I got for you, one of them, and your other one's broke. So now you just need to get the edges done now. Very nice. So I would like to, yes, Kaiser, the history. A lot of times when I listen to you, you got a lot of good history with it, and that makes it interesting, especially on like the obscure facts. So you're very knowledgeable. So I'm just throwing you a compliment because you paid me $2 to do it, right? But no, I like that aspect of it too.
Josh Katie was here.
Oh, okay.
I thought I heard someone out there.
Yes, my son coming over to borrow the oven. They're doing some baking.
Well, when you try to do a late Thanksgiving for everyone.
Hey, Mythos, how are you? Yes. Yeah, it does. Yeah, I know he's a librarian there, Mini Wormut. So your background actually gives you access to a little bit more knowledge than the average gamer, which is good. It's nice.
I want to know what all factions are going to be in this.
So, sorry, my train of thought got derailed there.
I'm talking myself.
I know. Yes, chores are overrated, David.
Okay,
so you got to do what you got to do. My life's been a bit chaotic the last 2 weeks transferring things over, but I believe it's going to be tapering off a lot more. Oh, cool. Mythos says he had a late Thanksgiving.
Oops.
And the turkey came out well. Fantastic.
Nice.
If your turkey you don't want the turkey to come out burnt or something. Let's see here. David says, got to get the Legion of Astartes battle group box built for Mini War Much challenge. Yeah, his challenge is coming up soon. I got miniatures I can get into it this time. I'm
going to try to finish off all the Zombicide guys because that's our little game con up here is going to be.
Yeah, we got to do our game con here soon. Let's see. So Kaiser said Ashley, Imperials and Chaos is 30K setting the Horus Heresy. If the game does well, they'll add Xenos later. Yeah, I bet
that's what I'm waiting for is the Xenos.
Yep.
I don't want no Space Marines. I want the Xenos.
So
that's what I'm waiting for.
We shall see. I mean, there's a big enough fan base for 40K. That's not ever going away, ever. Oh my God, Brian.
Wow.
My librarian is hot. Huh. Might want to check with Mrs. Kaiser before you hit on Kaiser. Brian.
Kaiser's wife will kill him.
But yeah, so it should be good. We got a couple of videos. They're going to be very short. We'll put up a little bit later today. So for you, Kaiser, it'll be tomorrow.
Well, technically, yeah, maybe. It would be.
Well, we're done with the show. We'll get working on those.
6 hours.
7? I got to get them uploaded. They're short, but you'll see a little bit. Keegan, you should watch too.
Keegan, yeah. So it's 4 little guys to 1 normal size is what it's basically.
That's what it's showing you scale wise.
A fourth of the size of the originals.
The Contemptor Dreadnought.
Wow.
Yep. That's what I need in there. That's gonna make it more to put on a table, a little bit.
They're
more
gonna be
fun to
like
play.
little 6mm guys.
Yeah, it looks like.
No,
the
it probably
scale's
won't be.
down
But
there, but
it's-
10 millimeter would make things a little bit smaller. But oof! Hey, there you go, Mini Wormut. Hey, Charles. Charles says he doesn't have 40K and never will. That's okay. You don't have to. It's just one of a few things that we do. We're not experts in it, more or less.
No, I just like slaughtering Greg.
She just likes this way, as a husband and wife, you can combat each other on the table. Because everyone knows there's no perfect relationship. You're going to argue. Well, you can dispute it. We're going to do this or that. Fine. Let's throw down a game, and whoever wins gets the choice. And hope you roll well is what you do. Yeah.
That'll be that's 8mm. I don't know. I have enough problems trying to do the 28mm on some things. I don't know about going down to making them any smaller.
Kaiser, yeah, be careful. Mini Wormut, I think, has a dark side, just a little bit, and that's probably why he's in that garage/game room a lot. So, just remember that. But that's okay, Brian. We accept you anyways. What are you laughing over there for?
Do we really though?
Yeah. Brian's cool.
Keegan's awful quiet.
He made a snarky little comment earlier.
Of course he did.
He's there in the background.
I'm surprised Keegan's mouth ain't running yet.
Give him a chance. He's there. He's just waiting. So what Mini Wormut say there? Keegan's in the background dancing. Yeah.
Don't put any of that in any of our heads. That's not a pretty sight.
It's okay, David. We'll send you something in Messenger like we did Mini Wormut. I think.
Don't open it.
Well, Mini Wormut said he was working on his health, and I'll tell you what. After that little video, I bet he didn't eat for a few days. So nothing like a good fast to kickstart a week, right?
Yeah, 8 years later.
8 years later.
Still can't eat certain things.
Yeah, he kind of likes to do surprises and throw things at me sometimes. So, but yeah, as far as terrain goes, I got to get some Western themed terrain going.
That's what we're trying to find. So
in a 15mm scale. So we shall see.
A lot of them we found so far are all 28mm. So we're gonna try to.
Mini Wormut, you're basing your Greeks. So at some
throwing
point,
sand on it isn't considered basing.
Smack talk already.
Actually, technically, it is.
Yes, it is. Glue and sand is elementary.
Yep.
As
long as he doesn't eat the glue.
Yeah, I don't think he will.
He might.
Irregular miniatures. Why don't you type those in?
Yep, that's what I'm looking.
Thanks, David.
Is it STLs or are they you buy them?
So Kaiser, you are 1000% correct. You gotta stick with something until it's done and get it done. And we love you, Keegan, but Keegan, on the printing thing, it's like this from here to here to here to here to here. So if and other people I've talked to too, they go, "Ooh, I found this file. Ooh, I found that file," but they don't complete what they start because there's too many other little things to do. So if you're gonna start your printing, Kaiser's absolutely right. Just stick with it. When you're done, go to the next thing. Otherwise, you're going to have a whole bunch of incomplete stuff scattered everywhere that you can't use because there's not enough to use to go with it. They're metal miniatures from the UK. He said.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're in pounds. They don't seem like they're too much, but I don't see.
She found it there, David.
Any. I mean.
Charles, you found a headless horseman.
Nice.
I believe that. They're gonna and some Western Arm town folks. So yeah, so that thing that I'm doing with the apes and the Texas Rangers, I just gonna do a little bit of a couple Western buildings. I just want something down when I put the game together. Was that it? Was that it? What do you mean, Mythos? No, that wasn't at you. Keegan. It was at Keegan. And I don't mean it in a bad way. It's just you get distracted and then you go to one thing to the next and then you find this and you find that. And so when I had the filament printer, I printed out what we were doing. Like we
at
needed
the
the
time
castles.
we were doing Skyrim for our son Josh.
Yeah,
so we
to
printed
arms.
all those castle pieces.
There was a call to arms. Modifius put the STL files out, which, by the way, like I said before, Modifius files were dead on. I mean, it was
some
well worth
actually
the money.
pretty good prices. I mean, I'm not quite sure what pound a US would be, but
it converts it over.
Yeah, 176, 110 for pound wise, up to looks like $5.
It'll convert it over when you go to buy, and then our bank will charge us a conversion fee.
Yeah, go figure.
Anytime I bought from the UK or something, they charge you a conversion fee when it comes in, which is just...
No, I'm looking for like STLs and things like that. Is where I'm looking.
Yeah, Mythos, if the shoe fits. Yeah, and that's kind of how Ashley is too. And I've talked to other people who do printing, and I was just saying, I agree with Kaiser. The best way to do it is to just focus on one thing and get it done.
That's my problem. I have like 8 different projects sitting on my desk where it's like, I need to just stop and just do one. Like with Mini Warmutt's actual first challenge he tried, I knocked out all of my Tyranids.
Yeah, because you stuck with it.
Yep. And then I did Greg's Captain as well. So it was, I just did straight Warhammer. I got all of the Ultimate Badass expansion for Aliens done. I now have that other little one that I need to finish.
Well, good night, Kaiser. Thanks for coming by. Hey.
See ya.
Check out our gamerswithcoffee.shop. You'll see what we did there. Mm-hmm. We got ourselves some coffee and tea for you guys over there if you want some, because we drink tea here too occasionally.
Actually, he does.
But I'm glad you stopped by. Thank you, sir. Charles, 170 figures. Yep, you're going to need some help, man. You're going to need some help.
Wow, he has 170 figures to paint.
Yeah. Holy crap, Mini Warmutt. Team Yankee starter set. Flames of War sets will be here tomorrow. German Blitz starter army.
How many more have you gotten?
You're just going to be busy for the next 10 years. That's all. Like David C. in the rerun, Kaiser. One of these days, we'll just have to schedule some time off, like take paid time off 2 hours early one day or something, and
we'll have to try to do it like a different show, like at 2 o'clock or something for them. So that way, it's only like 7, 8 o'clock or something like that for the people over in UK.
Yeah, because it's about quarter to 11
or almost 11 now.
10:42-ish there.
And we had to pick Sundays. Go figure.
Well, but we picked Sundays, so we didn't step on anybody else that we're watching that we're with. I didn't want to try to do a show that would go against.
Well, Mythos and Freak took over freaking Fridays.
Yeah. Freaking Fridays is the right way to say it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's a good time, too, because, see, everybody knows
I have a problem. Yes, Brian, you do have a problem.
It's okay, Brian. As an unofficial, unlicensed gaming therapist, I sadly, I won't deter you from your problem. I'll encourage you to continue in your path because you've chosen that. So you do that. I like Brian says, do your show whenever. Well, I mean,
we don't want to.
sporadically we will oddball occasionally, and it's been rare that we'll do something off the cuff kind of thing. But generally, people know when. Like today, it was our fault because we got up late, and I thought she posted in the group that we.
And I thought you did.
And so it's just stupid on our part, but
because we assumed each other did it.
Mini Warmite, you need to work in human resources. I like that. Toes are made to step on.
We don't look at it that way. We've always done it up on Sundays because that was when our days off were when we first started. So we kind of just kept them that way. Kaiser had basically Tuesday, I believe it was.
Or Wednesday, everybody kind of had their own days, so we just thought we have the day off, so we would do it on Sunday, and we stuck with it. And that way, it stays out of the way of everybody else's. Oh, your friend just dumped on David onto the 28 millimeter train. So, well, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with 28 millimeter, to be honest with you. The 15 millimeter, I think because that's my core so I'm kind of more fond of that. But the 28 millimeter, like Warhammer Up, it's nice to paint those balls. They're a little easier on the eyes to paint. But you're going to get more stuff on the 15 millimeter on the table, just like 10. They're doing it because I thought it was Epic. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought back in the past, Epic 40K was like 6 millimeters because I've seen 6 millimeter 40K stuff.
Screw that. No, because if you're doing 6 millimeter tanks and all that, the people are going to be like half of a grain of rice.
But
that is literally, I'm just going to say, screw it, glue them down and dip them. They're done.
Mini Warmite started singing the song Feelings for us. Nice. That's okay. Yeah, so it just depends on
what. Stop turning.
You're like, no, leave me alone.
I'm going to hit you something.
Do it. Ooh. Do it. It's live on air and then it's recorded. A ruler.
It's flimsy.
Put it down. So David says the old 6 millimeters, the new 8 millimeter, and they're properly bigger than that. Okay, that's cool. I mean, around the 8 or 10 millimeter scale is going to be okay to do.
It's going to be epic to try to paint.
No, it's not going to be that hard to paint. You keep saying it's that hard to paint. It's really not that hard to paint.
6 and 8 millimeter little soldiers? Yes, it will be a grain of rice.
No.
I had enough problems trying to paint those 6 millimeter tanks.
That.
So if that's the size it's going to be for.
It's okay, Ashley. It's okay. It'll be okay. So how's it going there?
Good.
What are you doing? Oh. What are you looking at? Put that up. So yeah, it should be okay. So I look forward to that. So when is the date for that to come out then, David? But so Mini Warmite, obviously you're very busy. See, I would love to do that. I just don't have right now all that time. Although I'm thinking as this new position goes along, in a few months, I will have the time. It'll start dying itself down. It's out now, the Legions Imperialis box. Oh, okay. Check up there, Ashley. I thought you were looking around for it. See if
I wasn't looking to buy it.
Oh, well, I would. Sell my old Warhammer stuff and buy that.
No, you won't.
Then you and Keegan can play. All right, cool. Thanks, David. I didn't know if it was out yet or not. I thought it was. I'm just behind on some things, you guys, so I apologize. But anyhow, things are rolling along pretty good. And back in the day, for most of you guys knew me, I was doing my own casting and stuff, making my own things, and then resin casting them. I still have the molds. So I got a bag of these I'm going to paint up and use too for the table.
I'm sold out.
Well, it's all sold out, yeah.
Paranormal, yeah.
There's one. That can't be right. $50 can't be correct.
No, these are certain. Okay, so this one is just for that little Titan. That looks like just for the tank. It's gonna be just like.
Yeah, but the actual starter set.
That's why I typed in starter set.
Yeah, I'll have to pick up the starter set if you can find it. It looks like
a lot of them are sold out.
It says sold out. So that's good that it's sold out, because then,
then he's not tempted to try to buy it.
No, it's not that. I mean, now they'll keep making it then. Charles says, Ashley, just drop a bit of paint on the rice and you're done. There you go.
Pretty
You're
much.
over worrying it if it's too small. But on 15 millimeter, there is detail on the guys if you so wish to point it out. Is that it there?
No, this is.
No,
I went and
that's not
clicked
it.
40K Legion Imperial starter set. Isn't what that's called?
Yeah, but go up though.
Or is it just called
Go
Warhammer?
Up. No. Go back up where you were. No. We'll find it. It's something to do later.
Yeah, and I need a new faction on top of my Tyranids. Well, I did kind of take over your Black Templars too.
Yeah, she kind of decided to take over the Black Templars I had started a while back.
So that's something I'm gonna have to try to paint. I gotta finish up. They're almost done. I got the swords of 4 more, I think. Pretty much.
Did you go out and get that stuff out of there?
Yeah, I gotta go back and get more. So. Yep. Do you need more coffee?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, get it out of the basket.
Yeah, no, they are.
All right. The Death Garter in 30K. Okay. She did have the Death Guard, and then she sold all those and then took that money and started getting into the Tyranids. So, which is good. Unfortunately, I don't know why all these people have these high priced where they paint them and they're selling all this stuff. You can barely get them. I mean, I don't know how people are paying some of that because when you go to resell, it doesn't seem like you get that much back for it. Or it could just be us. Maybe we just, didn't. But and Charles, you got both, right? 15s and 28 millimeter stuff. Yeah. So that's what we got. We don't have any other scales. Some of the 54 millimeter stuff was kind of nice that I seen at the March to Victory when we went there. The one guy especially had some very nice figures and very nice terrain that he handmade. Pretty damn impressive. Although I find that size just a bit too big to do a lot with. You could have, like skirmish battles, I guess, but I wouldn't want to try to fight armies in that size. That's just my preference is all. If it's too big, then it takes up a lot more room. Although I've seen these guys with 28 millimeter 40K armies, like 20,000 points or the entire garage full. You're not ever going to field all that. I mean, it's cool if they got it, but he had a nice figure, you say? Yes, Mythos. He had a nice figure. Yep. It all just depends. Depends on how much sugar you eat as to how well you can keep your figure, Sugar's a bad thing. But, again, as I said, we got we just had a lot going on this week, and a lot of time has been spent with our coffee shop. Cool, Mythos. Tough way to get coffee. That's good. Oh, there you go. Mini Warm-Up loves you, Mythos. So we just kind of adopted all of you as a family. So you're just kind of stuck with us. I guess if you want to get restraining orders, you could. I think Freak tried that with Keegan, but it didn't work. There you go, Mini Wormite. That should make your day there, man. Well, I'll have to check into this other thing, but yep. It's been a busy, crazy few weeks. You missed the last two shows. We show up even when we're late, Brian. You got to show up, or at least try. No, but the last time they were on, you were doing your own thing too, so you couldn't really do both. Sometimes your group, Mini Wormuts group, gets together at just random oddball times, 10 o'clock at night or 9, and just all of a sudden you're like, oh, they're live. Oh, all 4 of them are live. Sometimes the first restraining order doesn't take. Yeah. That's okay. It's okay, Mini Wormut. It's all right. That's okay with the impromptu things, man. You can do those. We've done them here or there. Oh, coffee.
Yep, coffee.
Josh still out there.
Yeah, they're getting everything ready.
Oh, cool.
So.
Put it on my coffee warmer over here.
What's funny is that's a candle warmer.
It's a coffee warmer. It said so when Keegan gave it to me. It said coffee plate
basically
warmer.
a candle warmer.
No, because the candle would melt on it.
That's the point of a candle warmer.
No, you put the glass jar with the
and
candle.
It melts the candle.
Well, no, I don't know. Any candles I've had in the glass jar I've just lit and they work.
Yes, but it's basically when it gets low enough and you can't light them anymore, you put that in there so it melts. You could pour them into another one.
Well, see though, Mini Warmut, that's good. I mean, yeah, you had 4 people streaming, so if you get 4 or 5 people on each stream, you're gonna have 20 or more people showing up, which is good because it goes to all your stuff. You need to get one for your front desk or for your desk there, Mini Warmut. Yeah, mine's I can't really see it. It's a pretty pink one that Keegan got me from the bin store because he loves the bin store.
Hey, you can find some good stuff there.
Sometimes you can. Yeah, there's a lot of just junk there, though. It's kind of like, I don't know. But it's one of those things that are smart psychologically. They just dump everything in these bins, and people love to dig through stuff, so they got a pretty good hook on you. And there's some good deals in there. But yeah, it keeps the coffee warm. It's not very big, and I use it so I can sit here. Where are you going now?
I want to make sure the door's shut.
Oh. So to make a spot on your hobby desk, yeah, look, here, meet those. It's kind of hard sometimes. Let it refocus. There's mine right there. It's just a little, it's got my old Gamers with Coffee cup that says gamers don't die, they re-roll their save. That was my older one. But that's where that is. And there's not a lot of room. I mean, my desk is cluttered as hell with stuff. But yeah, watch out. It's going to get wonky. There you go. So it's a small one, and it works. It hasn't caught fire, and it keeps it going. So All right. Yeah, mini warm up. That's a good idea. To be honest with you, that's something we should do too, Mythos. We should try that out. Brian and his group do it. We should do it. Just do a share stream because this restream will let you do that too. Yeah, can do the same thing. And then when you do that, the stream is live to your channel too. So that's kind of what they're doing. They're kind of just using that. They're grouping it and kind of using that to jack up the numbers, which works because that's how YouTube ranks you anyways on a lot of stuff. But it's mostly, comments and likes and that kind of thing really help out. But that's cool. You get a few more subs. You get a few more subs. That works out. One day you'll be like, what's that guy, Uncle Tom? I used to watch him. He ended up, I watched him for quite a while, and then he ended up getting like 100,000 subs, and then he kind of hit the wall as far as like what he was talking about. But it was a pretty good show. So a shared stream, Mythos. I'm not sure how it works with StreamYard. Mini Warm-Up could tell you, but with Restream, it's just I schedule an event, and so in like the admin panel, you just schedule the event, and then when you go live, the show comes through, but it goes to your YouTube channel, so you're streaming on your own also. So like we're together on the platform, but it's going to whoever's. And I don't know exactly how you do it on StreamYard, but when people were saying, "Oh, StreamYard does this," and Greg, you got a crap service, and I'm like, "Nah, there's no way." Restream's been around like a decade longer than this StreamYard. And so I looked up. Well, yeah, you can. Restream has been doing it for quite some time. I just never dug in the settings to use it. And I like Restream because it lets you add a secondary camera, which StreamYard will not let you do unless you're paying a lot of damn money.
Yeah, I'd say David just said he liked when he was able to co-stream with us.
Yeah, and I would say, David, you mentioned that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, me and you did that, and it co-streamed. So me, you, and Mythos could do it, or Brian could jump in too, or whoever.
Mm-hmm.
Brian's kind of got his own group, and I'm just kind of harassing you in a nice way. So the four of them do a lot of impromptu, just jump on, and they live stream. And if you got the time to do it, more power to you. I'd have to try to schedule something like David, if you want to do it again, or Brian, or Mini Wormut, then we'll just schedule it.
Your streaming had to be actually able to bring in money.
Well, fees are a tax write-off if Mini Wormut's in a business. If you've got your LLC and you got your business and you've made it a business venture, you can't write off. Otherwise, it's a hobby, dude. I know because I looked into it. So if you got a hobby, then you can do that too. No, so Mythos, all I have to do is just send you an invite, and it gives you the software, and it'll stream right to yours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't cost you anything, Mythos, because I already pay for it. So yeah, and I tested that with David the one night, and it worked just fine for him, and it went to his channel. So you don't gotta buy Restream, you don't gotta buy anything separate. We just, like, for instance, you said, okay, let's do, I don't know, Wednesday night at 9:00 or something. Then I just schedule the event or send it to you, and in that way you can get it and go on. And then it would broadcast to your YouTube channel
on top of ours, on top of whoever else
so
joins
it just splits the feed. So that's what Mini Wormut and his friends are doing, are just splitting it to the channels like that, and it jacks all their stats. So they're kind of manipulating it, honestly, but that's what a lot of people do to boost it. Yeah, if you report your Patreon earnings, then you can do your stuff off. if you're, I mean, you may as well. Once you get to the point where you're making money, then you'll have to figure out what to do. For us, we don't have the 1,000 subscribers here. Our bases are just bigger on other channels. But I think we're not able to do a whole lot with YouTube, and it's such a hammered and buried, niche. Everybody and their mother's doing it. So, oh yeah, I bet he did, Brian, because Hex has a bunch of. There's a lot, you guys. There's a lot of people in the Hex Encounter world. It's like I knew it was big, but I didn't realize how big. And a lot of your gaming is big, right? You just don't realize how big certain sections are. But yeah, and Jeff does a good job. Wardrobe does a good job. McMurray's funny to listen to.
It's funny when you get all 4 of them on there.
Yeah, I just kind of listen to all 4 of them. It's kind of funny. You'll have a reverse Patreon account. Okie dokie. What's a reverse Patreon account? You'd have to explain that. It's where you pay up. We're already watching your stuff. You don't
Wait, then we'll make a fortune.
Then we'd yeah. There you go. But once you start making money, you may as well write it off. I mean, you make X amount of money, you got to claim it, then do it.
Vincent joined on.
Well, hello, Vincent. How are you? We're just talking gaming. Gaming in general. On Sundays, we do this, and we do it on Facebook and YouTube, Twitch. So, Podbean also. So, welcome. We're glad you're here. And you're going to hear us talking to some of these other people who are
on YouTube, it looks like predominantly
YouTube at this point. Every once in a while, Twitch, we kind of confuse them. They're not sure what to do with us because when they tune in, we're not playing Roblox or something, Fortnite. We're talking about games. I like David says, oh,
payment and tacos.
Payment and tacos. Pay us in tacos, Mini Warmut. Oof. Mini Warmut says yes. Tacos. Gamers like food, so there you go. You could eventually become commercial there, Mini Wormut. You could do that. I guess our goals are not lofty enough. Our goals are like what I've said all along. Just make enough money to get some games that we can review them and then use them as giveaways. And that's our goal.
There's actually quite a bit of people. Oh, sorry. Who are into Fortnite.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about Fortnite was the weapon damage. It was screwed up, didn't work right. And I guess the name of the game is how fast can you build? Because you better build really quick.
Yeah, but you got to make sure if you're up high enough, if they take out your buildings and you don't have supports, guess what? You're coming tumbling down. Yeah, it doesn't matter how many health you got, you die.
I know, I've watched them. But what I hate is when people are hitting you across the lake or across the map and and I'm dead.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what game you're in. If it's COD, if it's Fortnite, if it's even Minecraft, you have those cheaters that are going to basically do it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, in any of them, you've got that going on. But I'd rather lose and lose on my own merits than try to cheat and win. I mean, if you're
go back
to
MW2.
Yeah.
When the original Black Ops and stuff come out.
Stuff, yeah. Payment in tacos. That's what you can do.
And there's Jeff.
Hello, nerds, he says. What's up? We're just being nerds, Jeff. And Mini Wormut's going to pay us in tacos, he said, to watch his show. Except for, can we put in a back order, Mini Wormut, since we've watched, I don't know, a god-awful amount of your shows and videos. So then I would have tacos for the rest of next year. And Jeff, he's watched a lot. There you go.
Does Jeff really count though? Because he's usually in on most of Brian's videos. Does that count as watching?
Oh, you mean because he co-hosts with them?
Yeah.
Now you're getting into legalities.
Well, I'm just saying because that's not going to be fair.
Many more months says no. Dang, I had to try to ask, so in case you were putting out coupons. But it's all good if you like tacos, and who really doesn't? I really have never come across somebody that said they don't like tacos. Jeff's gonna check his contract. Good, there you go. Be careful what you agree to with Mini Wormut.
Mm-hmm.
That
should go with anyone. You sign a contract, you better check it twice.
Yeah, that's true. You may as well.
What does that look for?
What? What do you mean? What does that look for? When you sign a contract, you gotta check it twice. That's all. Did you sign a contract? You did. You contracted to get married. It's a contract, by the way. That's why you have to pay money for it. Oh well, just gotta have some fun, so. Ashley's computer screen over here is full of
miniatures. Yeah,
miniatures and stuff. What are you doing? Charles says he's not smart enough upstairs to be a nerd. Sure you are. You're a miniature solitaire game player sometimes. Lays Hex Encounter. No, you got some pretty brilliant stuff you do there. It's pretty interesting, Charles, actually. It shakes things up so that's what people like too. You got a good imagination, which is, I believe, important these days. They should teach that in school, by the way. Is they should make kids use their imagination. Just one class out of the day.
Hell, make them go outside and actually get some sun.
Sun. The shiny thing in the sky.
So what's new with GWC? So we have a video coming out that you guys should watch. So we won't post anything or really say anything much about that one until the video's out. Our store's been updated. We have teas now. Merch in there.
An enamel coffee cup.
Yep.
Which I'm kind of
the merch we have on there is all cotton stuff. So it's high quality.
Mitha says, you discovered when you got married your wife didn't like calling it a contract, except that's what it is between you, her, and the state, right? David says his son's a deadly laser. A video your daughter watched says so. Yeah, it's pretty deadly. I mean, you might get too much vitamin D. I don't know if you could overdose from vitamin D.
Brian. Charles needed to paint his miniatures and stop buying. Oops, I said, yeah, talk about yourself there.
That's what he said, the pot calling the kettle black. Sure, because people are gonna buy miniatures, man. That's it, or print them or do something. So yeah. That's the cool thing though with this hobby is it's a downside, I guess, because you don't have time and money. But the upside is this is like the golden era of gaming. There's just stuff everywhere. There's so much. And before, 20 years ago, there was never this much to really get involved in and stuff. Now it's everywhere. It's a lot. So that's the upside. Downside is for Greg, it's money and time. What is on our bench right now? Well, our bench has been the last 2 weeks after work going through our site to get it going.
Yeah, so that's basically what.
Unfortunately, that's taking a lot of time, but we kind of need to do that.
My desk is basically I've put up most of my miniatures. There's a little bit left on top, but yeah, I've been working on the website. Is basically what I've been doing for most of the last month, and so far the rest this month.
It
So
just takes a lot of organizing, trying
Mhm.
something, changing it, and all that. However, bench wise, Ashley's pretty much got that done. I am starting. I've got started on my Texas Rangers, getting them filed and getting them ready.
and he's finishing up his little horses too for it.
Yeah, so that's something that my next step is. I need to do something with Western terrain in the 15 millimeter mini warm up. That's
what
going
we're
to be
trying
my
to
next
find.
phase.
I'm trying to find them in a STL is what I'm trying to find them as, because that way I can get into it and try to manipulate it a little bit for 15 millimeter. I know you can scale them down on some apps, but I want to like change something on it
On
an STL.
Yeah. Let's see. So Mini Wormut says Charles might be the X factor in his paint challenge. Charles says less hex encounters and more painting. And ironically, Charles, since Wardrobe and Jeff pulled me into that, which I went willingly, I'm trying to find more time to do a little bit more hex encounter. And Mythos did 3 Space Marine Centurions. Now on
Yeah,
a
so he was doing
Vindicator
that
tank.
Friday.
Nice. Charles is upgrading his targets to 200 figures to be painted and based for January. More power to you, man. If you could do that. I am basically, I'm looking at what, maybe about 50 or so figures. About that, or maybe a little more. But nowhere near 200 at this point. I'm not saying that will not change. And then
Can we turn back the time? I really don't want to be going to bed in the next like 4 hours, so I can get up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
You're getting up at 4 tomorrow?
I have to be at work at 6.
Oh, you're getting up in time to make me breakfast then.
Guess what?
No. Oh, I just thought if you
I
get
won't
up 2 hours.
I won't have time to get you a coffee because they aren't open yet.
Maybe I should drop you off to work then.
No.
See, we're down to one car. And it's kind of a fight over the who has it. So, well, at least the one car is up and going. We had a streak of bad luck where both vehicles went down in a week.
Within a week.
Yeah. So one at a time. Got one to the shop, got it fixed, and then had to pay rent. So I guess next week we'll start working on the other one.
Try to.
About the most I could do at that point. If I could turn back time. Now you're going to start singing that song, huh? Mythos. If I could turn back time. Yep. If you could turn back time, there's a lot you could do. If you could go back in time, you could set yourself up to be very wealthy so that you could just spend.
I don't know if I would even want that. I mean, would it be nice? Yes, to have some money, but I don't think I would really want that.
What, to go back in time?
No, to be wealthy. What would be the point in it?
To do whatever you want. A one car life sucks. I like 3. He says, yeah. I'm a firm believer in you could be a single person. I think you should have 2 vehicles. You got to have a backup in case one comes down.
Well, a month before, my car went down.
Yeah. So we did, but that one had to be just basically junked out way too much to try to fix it for what was going on. And so, yeah. So now we're down to 1 car. And she works. The thing is, I work where we live, but is a mobile home community, so I can walk to work, but it's not really fun walking to work when it's ice cold or, and when I mean walk, you walk to the other end. It's, it's a little bit of a walk to get over to the shop, and just depends on how it is. And then trying to get around just sucks. There you go, Charles. He's got no cars, so more money for miniatures and paint. Correct, because no cars, no output. I will tell you something funny that made sense to that, and it's just an obscure little stupid thing, but for a while there, I drove cabs, like a taxi cab, and one lady, I just we always picked her up every day, took her to work, and I asked her, I said, how much do you spend on taxis in a month? She said about $300. And I said, oh, how you got a good job? Basically, how can you afford that? She brought up a good point. She goes, hey, I could take a taxi to the store. I could take a taxi to the bars to go out. I do that, and it costs me about $300 a month. She goes, that's less than a standard car payment. I have no insurance. If the taxi I'm riding in breaks down, they just send another. She goes, and I don't have to drive. So why would I go?
Gas.
And she goes, and maintenance and fuel. She goes, so why would I own a car? And I thought, damn, that was brilliant for her. It worked for her. She spent less than she would on a car payment with no insurance, no fuel, no maintenance, nothing. So yeah. Yep, 2 small efficient cars and a people mover one. There you go. Well, I'm more of a truck person, but I've had a van person the last.
Well, we've had kids up until really recently.
Yeah, and it was great for hauling the kids around and their friends. Economically, it was good.
Now they're finally grown and got their own vehicles.
Yeah. But they work pretty well that way. Otherwise, nothing fancy, man. I try to keep my costs low, and I like the fact that the repairs are cheaper, to do as opposed to some of the newer cars. Oh, $10,000 for a transmission. Well, that you can buy how many used cars for that? Yeah. So, gotta save money when you're a gamer because you need to be able to continue gaming.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. If you can't continue it, then you can't be a gamer.
I mean, you can. You just be a broke gamer.
I am a broke gamer.
That's true.
But that's okay because it all works out. It all works out in the end.
Well, the one box, I mean, literally we're eating rice and beans for 3 weeks.
Hey, that was worth it. That was the Indominus box.
I didn't get nothing out of it.
I did. Yes, you did. You got time to paint. You tried helping paint, and you painted the Judicator and a few of the other figures.
I painted most of those ones.
See? So you got something out of it.
Because you were working up on...
You were able to relax and paint.
Some of your other guys, so I took them to work with me. But in that time frame, we also got aliens and things like that, too.
I'll give up this hobby in 5 years. No, you won't, Mini Warmutt. Why would you give it up?
No, he won't.
There's no way.
He's full of shit.
And that's okay that you're going to be half a century old this Saturday. That's cool. Now you can brag about it and tell people, hey, I lived a half a century, so be quiet. I know what I'm talking about. Use it to your advantage. And lots of places when you're 50 and up give you all those senior discounts if you want them. So take it. Because unless it's AARP, they start sending people the senior stuff when they're 35.
I've already received them.
You start getting them, before you're even 40. But you're gonna take some time off though for your birthday, ain't you? Mini Warmutt? Seriously, I thought you were taking off like a chunk of time
18 days or something like that, I think you said.
I don't know. It was like 2 weeks, I thought. So yeah, you may as well take advantage and do it. And the earlier you can retire, the more time you have left. This whole crap where they want you to work till you're 70 and then you can retire. Well, what, are you supposed to do something when you're, can't barely get around? Nah. You may as well do it now. Oh, Charles, you're using your daughter's Camry, but are they moving? So is it just going to be you there then by yourself, Charles?
15 days.
Oh, okay. The 5th to the 20th. Well, that's cool. Enjoy it, man. Just kick back and relax. You worked, you earned it. Have fun with it. But you never know what's going to happen, so you may as well enjoy stuff while you can. far as us, I'll just roll one day at a time. What's that there?
What?
My Mini Factory? What's that?
Oh, you can buy STLs.
Oh. Well, I guess cheaper to buy it on some of it. There's a lot of free ones there. Yeah, you got a lot of miniatures to prime. You got a lot constantly coming in there, Brian. Pardon me. So, but more questions will be answered for you if you just watch the 2 videos we'll put up tonight. We'll get them up after the show, Brian. You'll have an idea of what's what. And ladies and gentlemen, Ashley has left the room. Where are you going, Ash?
I'm checking on something.
It's all right, though. Should I lock the door? You're going to be competing against McMurray. Good luck, Brian, because from what I've seen, McMurray paints awful fast. Because all you ever hear about every 2 minutes, got another one done. Got another one done. He's either extremely fast or he's extremely fast. You know what I mean? It's a motivational tool. Oh, wow. There's 8 of you in the house with a 9th on the way. That's what you call a full house. Oh, Jeff's got a good point there, Brian. You're going to be competing with McMurray for 2nd place because he has already won. I like that, Jeff. That's supreme confidence right there. Brian's all blah. No. Well, hold on a second there, Ash. But you got to have some confidence, man, when you're going into it. Now, well, I'm just going to get into it and see what I can do. What you doing? Oh. Well, let's see. What's this here? Okay. So, yeah. Oh, you're sitting there painting and priming. Nice. Or painting and printing. I'm sorry. I misread that. What are you working on, Jeff, printing wise? Just out of curiosity. I know you're doing more and more painting. So when I first met you, I didn't notice you were doing all that painting. But lately, they drug you into that, and you seem to like it. Which, see, you could play both sides. You could be the gamer and the hex encounter gamer and the miniature war gamer. You know, so you can go back and forth. Just like mini warm-up. No, I'm not ever going to mess with 15 millimeters. Now he's got a whole bunch of them. It's because they're addictive. But then again, Jeff, you got me going on hex encounter, so what can I say? 28 millimeters, huh? On your FDM printer. Nice. Well, whenever if you've got a printer, you may as well use it. Ah. And Harmony Peace entered our Podbean, and Royal Daniels too, and Vincent is still there. It looks like. Thank you guys for hanging out with us on Podbean. So yeah, Jeff, we're doing both. Got our podcast going here, which serves 2 purposes. We do the video and the audio. 28 millimeter. So, Jeff, it's got to be, you love historical stuff. So, are you more or less printing like, what are you doing? World War I, World War II? Is it American Civil War stuff? What you printing? Oh, if hell don't reach the actual figure. Some of them will. We had a problem once where we were printing one of the castles and ran out of the filament. So oh, okay, Charles. So you don't know really what's gonna go on there. Woo, nice, Jeff. Nice. You have to see how that comes out. You're gonna need to do it in resin. Resin's a much cleaner product, smoother surface, but then again, the trade-off is there's trade-offs with all of it. You just got to be able to work with it. The resin printers are going to be a lot better for the figures and smaller stuff. Ashley's over here messing with the model. But yeah, the resin printers they had quite a few sales going on the Black Friday thing. So Mini Warm Up pointed that out. There's quite a bit. Although the regular filament printers, some of these guys, Keegan got an STL file. I don't know if it was the file configured the way it was, and he's done work with the nozzle and stuff, but it came out really, really smooth. Like they were the buildings.
He slowed it down or something. I think he was saying
he slowed it down, and the buildings are for BattleTech, and so they're scaled for that, and they come out really smooth, really, really smooth. Now, Mini Wormut, I can see you with the printer. You're gonna have fun. You're gonna find train files. You can print the crap out of train. They're great for that. Yeah, your STL files, you'll want to use like Cora. It's a free program. And you'll have to ding around with that, but once you download the file, you put it in there and you'll set it up for your printer, and you can do what's called slicing, and slice the file to where the printer knows how to read it. And then you're just going to stand back and let the printer do the job. In a nutshell. But that's it. Just get a little SD card, and it sounds simple. It's kind of, you got to mess with the programs. What I want to do is learn how to design the stuff. That would be the other end of it, where you make your own product. Because one of the problems we have was, okay, what you're trying to say, go from 28 millimeter, where there's a lot of STL files already set up for it. You don't got to do nothing. You don't got to alter it or anything. But if you want that same thing, say in a 15 millimeter version, well, then I guess there's math involved. I'm not quite sure how you bring it down, because, for instance, a 15 millimeter tank is bigger than a 15 millimeter scaled infantry that's next to it. You know what I mean? Because the tank is at 15 millimeters, then that troop is then scaled to that. But it's not going to be 15 millimeters. It's going to be much, much shorter. That's the one thing I never could figure out. Or, well, I haven't had time to figure out. There's conversion charts and all sorts of stuff, but you're better off just downloading the files. There's a lot of free files from places, and then there's files you can pay for. When you pay for the files, some of them will give you the right to resell it, some don't. So you got to look at the fine print. Keegan downloaded he paid, I think it was $35 for a set for Necromunda that we were using in Necromunda. And actually, it's in one of our videos a ways back on it. But the $35, if he wanted to print those buildings and sell them, he could. And so you have the opportunity on some of them to, do some prints and make the money back for the file. Check how fast the printer prints. I bet it's going to print pretty quick. Hold on a second there, Ashley. When you get a chance, I'll have you check.
For what, Brian's?
Yeah, bring that page back up and look at how fast it prints. See, ours is an Ender Pro 3, a Creality Ender Pro. So it doesn't print fast, but
it prints pretty okay.
It prints pretty good. Now, doing things like dice towers, it's sellable right off the bat if you want to do that, or bigger things like the castles. When it comes to smaller fine print, that's going to be where you got to do a lot of adjustments. He said to look it up. There it is.
I know.
Right there. Just look at the specs. But they have, when it first started, you didn't have this assortment of filaments that you do now. Now you even got ones that look like, for instance, like wood. It looks like wood. It kind of got the streaks in it and everything. So when you print out like a little log cabin, it looks like it was done out of wood. They're pretty cool. And McMurray and Chris have
500
one, so they'll help you.
mm per second.
That's
500 millimeters per second.
That's pretty damn fast.
That's pretty quick. But it recommends only 250. So you could push it, but your prints are going to come out like crap.
Not really. It depends. See, it says it'll improve the print quality of the model. So it's capable of printing very fast. But if you slow it down to what it says, the 250 mark, you're going to get better quality. So, and that's where you can get a little bottle of you can buy it with your paints. It's the same size as a little bottle of Vallejo. I've showed it before. It's a resin filler. And if you got things you can fill in, you just fill it in, and when it dries, you just sand it and paint over it. So there's a lot you can do. And honestly, we had fun printing the castle stuff out. We should just do a game of that and show you the castle sections. It was pretty nice. Pretty nice. And then we've done the dice tower, which we still haven't used one of those. So,
Keegan uses actually the dice tower we printed.
It's still, I think, a corner of it broke off, or one of the
tabs
castle pieces
on top. Yeah, but that's also how long ago we did that.
Yeah. So the more that they become mainstream, the easier it is to work them, and the programs are a little easier now and stuff. So you'll have fun with it, Mini Wormut, before I go on and on too much about it. And so that's why I said you'll find interesting our
Keegan's
videos.
Been printing up the ass with that damn thing.
Well, he prints a lot of stuff, kind of one thing to another. So, but just like anything else, when you're done with your print, you got sometimes little bits of cleanup. Mostly make sure you got enough on your spool to do it, but you get more than your money's worth out of it. Like, what are you going to pay for some of these printed dice towers? Run $50, and it might cost you $10 or $12 to do it, or $6, or depends on what you're using.
All that and how big you're making it, things like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. But I don't know, man. All I can tell you, again, Mini Wormut, is watch the one we're going to put up tonight. So, got to have some fun in life, though, right? But as far as all this goes, as long as you're there, Jeff, one of these days we got to get together and do aliens like this. We could set it up where you can do the stream on your channel, too, if you want. Why are your chats getting blocked all the time, Mini Worm? I'm curious to what you're trying to say. Oh, and Charles, I didn't see that, what you'd said earlier. I was just double checking. So, your daughter, one's a cancer survivor. Awesome that they beat it.
I'm glad to hear that.
That's very cool. Oh. Oh, I see. Is that the video on my OnlyFans? No. The OnlyFans you're just gonna have to pay for. And it not you're not gonna know what's there. You know what I mean? Can't type. Anywhere what said. Do you mean Amazon? Amazon? I think you mean Amazon. I don't know why it's blocking your words though. I mean, AI is kind of stupid. And some of their parameters are ridiculous on what they want to censor you on. But they shouldn't censor that. I don't know, man. When you get censored for just talking about Warhammer, that still irritates me. Really woke me up. I was like, my God, you can't talk about nothing. Yep. That's what I believe he's trying to say. Well, I'll let you say it, David. Why is it not letting Mini Warmut say it? I wonder if he's on a restriction or something from something that was said or done.
Probably. It's Brian.
Maybe you're restricted, Brian, and don't know it. Because David could type it in. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it's working for David. Let's see. I'm going to type it in and see if it works for me.
What is he trying to spell? Amazon?
So I just put in Amazon as a place to shop. Let's see if it'll let me do it. Well, if I separate the word, let's see. Huh? It let me do it. I'm Canadian. I'm very trustworthy. It says, sorry, eh? You're Canadian. You're very trustworthy. We believe you're trustworthy, David. Boy, I just got something I want to say, but I'm just not going to say it.
I was able to.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Ashley hopped on and tried it. I don't know, Brian, why it blocks words for me like that. I mean, I have no idea. Were you using it in a good context, or was it a Brian context? Maybe. I don't know. So, David and Mythos and Brian too, or Jeff, or any of you, we could do the same thing too with our software. If you guys ever want to do that, also, it'll still live stream to your channels, and we should do it again, David. We had fun, and that's what it's all about. So you'll have to hit us up and let us know. But I would appreciate your guys's just taking a look at the short little videos we put up later. Just kind of look for them and see what you think. It's always fun, David. And from way back, I remember when you challenged us. I still have that video up. It's got like 6-something thousand views just, on that. Oh, you're down for it, Frosted Fist, Mythos? Then we'll talk on Messenger. Okay. Maybe that's why Mini Warm Up, because you mentioned it as a competition on the video service. So possibly just rewording it like the way we put it up there. That's not interfering with this particular company. You know what I mean? But maybe that way it is. Oh, Charles, then I'm worried for you when you say nothing decent for dinner in your house, because you always You're posting stuff off and on about food. Sometimes you just gotta dig. We're not doing nothing too fancy. The store had like pre-made fajita mix on sale, and we got refried beans, and we got some small like the street taco corn tortillas. So when we're done with the show, that's what we're gonna fry that up and just have some of those. Not a fancy thing, but good. Holy crap! Hellchild's here. Hey, Hellchild, what happened to you? I know you work a ton, though, sir. A ton. Taco salads. Yeah, you know what? My mom used to make a taco salad like this, so don't laugh at me. So she'd make a salad, and then she'd take a bag of Fritos, Frito-Lay chips, crunch them up, dump it in there and mix it up, and then you could throw some salsa in if you want. It was pretty good. David says he's feeling cute. He might make some tacos. Yeah. That's basically what we're going to have is fajita tacos. Because if you take that little street taco, flour tortilla, and I prefer corn because I grew up in a Hispanic area, but I got to deal with the flour. So then gonna slap a little layer of beans on there and throw that fajita mix on there and then roll it up. I'm going to eat it. It's just going to be a fajita taco is all it is. So it should be good. But it was cheap too. We got I think it was $5 for the pound of fajita mix. They had it on sale. I was like, wow, can't beat that. And so $2 for the tortilla. So $7 for us to make a dinner for 2 people. Yes, corn is best, David. I grew up in a Hispanic neighborhood where we were the only white people you could see for miles. And we used to go down to the store they had where they made everything. And so they would have fresh corn tortillas they made coming down off this belt. And you could get them while they were still warm and soft. And then where I worked down that area, the lunch truck would come by. And it was carne asada and eggs with hash browns, beans, rice, and salsa. And I'd mix that all up and eat it on a corn tortilla. That's the breakfast I would get off that roach coach or lunch truck. We used to call them roach coaches. But yeah, that's the kind of food I'm used to having. So when I moved out to Iowa, it was kind of hard to find authentic stuff. Mini Wormwood says Ashley's got to get going. Dinner needs to be made. Chop chop. I shouldn't have laughed, apparently. Oh, your daughter's doing seafood? Yeah, hell, child, I'll eat corn or flour too, not just corn. I just prefer the corn because of how I grew up. But
Greg can't shop, so they make them in the little corn ones too, and he just didn't get them.
Yeah, it was my bad, my fault.
No, that's probably where you were. Probably didn't have them.
Well, I was at the store. So yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go get that started.
You're gonna go get it started, really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I would like to eat before I have to go to sleep.
Oh, you're gonna sleep tonight?
Shut up.
Oh, she thinks she's gonna get rest. Mm-hmm. Ooh, David says his wife's cleaning the table off. Maybe he gets some extra gaming in this weekend. There you go. Yeah, Charles, I don't miss California at all. The crime, the pollution, the filth, and all the politics. I don't miss it. But I do miss some of the Hispanic food I could get out there. So out here you have a couple places. There's literally 2 or 3 that have some pretty authentic stuff. Otherwise, it's mostly the American version of it, which is like Taco Bell or something to that effect, which isn't really Hispanic food. Oh, you got to play Darktide this morning there, old child. Did you like that? Did you have fun with that? That's one we haven't had a chance to play yet. So It was interesting. All right. Yeah, you're okay, mini warm up. Where you said you had to stop, you're okay. Ashley don't take it offensively. She'll do the smackdown right back. Well, I hate American Taco Bell once, David. Yeah, it's. I mean, it is what it is. Sometimes I would get their steak wrap, crunch wrap in the morning. That's basically steak, eggs, and a hash brown wrapped up in a flour tortilla. Well, there you go, Jeff. Oh, I can hear her out there. She's cooking. A big old bacon cheeseburger with fries. Oh, man. That sounds good, too. That sounds good. I mean, sometimes you can catch some pretty good sales out here. Um, but like tonight, just to make dinner, just it was cheap. Like we're not going to be able to go eat out for $7 roughly, you know. So and it'll be a good meal. Oh, I hear her walking. Oh, I think she went into the bathroom. Okay, there we go. But Ashley's new job does require her to get up earlier and earlier now. So, and with the one car, it just kind of sucks at this point. But hey, that's the way it is. It's all good. Just get to the next week and do that. But yeah, Hellchild, I know you work an awful lot the few times we've had a chance to talk. So when you work a ton, it interferes with what you're doing, how much time you have left to get other things done, and so on. Well, you guys, it is heading towards 6 o'clock, and I think we'll go ahead and call it quits for right now. I appreciate you all showing up, Jeff. We got to do something with that aliens, man, and then let us know how your print comes out. Mini Wormut, you got so much stuff. We'll just keep watching. You don't got to pay us in tacos. Um, Charles, hopefully you find something good for dinner. And Keegan, if you're still there, hopefully you got something good for dinner. David, we need a game, sir. We just got to figure it out. And Mythos, I will catch up with you on Messenger. We'll figure something out too, if you guys want. Um, well, thank you, David. We enjoy. This is just it's just more relaxing to get to talk with you guys and hang out. I mean, it's kind of nice, especially since we're all in different parts of the area of the world. It's kind of nice that this technology allows us to just hang out and have fun. And I appreciate that. So you guys take it easy. Have a good evening, and we will all catch up later. So again, check out our shop, please. I'm not trying to over push it, but I need feedback, and I trust you guys would be honest. So give me some feedback. Hey, I think you should change this. Hey, this looks good, but doesn't. This is what I'd like to see. I mean, I gotta ask people I can trust, so I can fix it because I do want it to be successful at some point and kind of help. You know what I mean? But if you guys could do that, be much appreciated. Thank you guys. Until the next time, have a good time. Wish me luck um, on on dinner. Ashley's cooking. I don't think she can hear that though. Maybe not. All right, we'll catch you guys.